All right, folks, I got a, let's see what we got. This looks like it's a 2018 Lexus NX300. And what we got here is the customer was complaining of it kind of running a little bit rough. And so I looked it over, and he should have had 2 sets of spark plugs already. So what I'm going to do is, I told him that he was way overdue for spark plugs. We got the new plugs right here. Well, 3 of the 4. Here's the 4th one. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to go through the process of putting a set of new spark plugs, and you know, let's get after it. First thing I like to do is I like to blow off any area. I found this is like a carpet cleaner, but it's like a tornado thing. And I'm going to blow off all in there, and then we'll get the coils disconnected, coils removed, and then the spark plugs. You're going to need a 10mm. That's for the coil bolts. Now this next part's a little bit tricky. So I have my handy pocket screwdriver. For me, it's easier to get underneath of the lip of the connector to be able to disconnect it. Some of the older Toyotas, as soon as you press this, it goes and snaps. Yeah, it went. So I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to get these disconnected. Just like that. Set all them aside. All right, let me pop these coils out. I just have a little, like, I would say, just have a spritz of degreaser on here just to get, I like to clean these. Some people do, some people don't. And then what I'll do is I'll just squirt a little dielectric in there. It does not have to be a lot. I do not recommend a lot. Okay. Before I wipe them, I make sure there's no carbon tracking. These ones look fine. Clean all these off real good. I keep them in order too when I set them aside. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a little 4-cylinder, so it's nothing crazy. They don't have to be spotless. Okay. I have my coils set aside. I'm going to clean out any debris in the holes. I like to break them free first, then I'll pull them out with the gun. Get my magnet in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of just dark. The porcelain's really dark. The gap doesn't look horrible in them. But this cylinder seems like right at the tip there's a lot of carbon on there. But, you know, hey, could they be, are they due? I would say so, by mileage. The gap on these are 32 thousandths. Use my little gapper. Got 32. I put these in very softly, so they don't just drop in there and then you bend the little electrode. And then be very careful with this too. You can't just jam your tool in there because these are iridium. So you got to be very, very careful not to bend like a fine wire. These are high ignitability NGK plugs. I don't know why they're getting stupid expensive, but they work, especially in Toyota cars. So I'm going to use what the OEM, they're not OEM spark plugs, but it's what the OEM calls for, the NGK, high ignitability. So we'll just do these. So a little 4-cylinder, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like winding these in with a gun. I guess I could do it, but so we just plug these up. We're going to check the oil. Oil's right at the full mark. We're good to go. The last thing we do. All right, the last thing we're going to do is I put some lubricant under each of these that's going to sit on these little pipes, little retainer pipes. We'll put them down, and then for the magic, this is just what I like to do. I found this really cool stuff. It's actually a Harbor Freight long-lasting surface shield. I'll spray this on, especially if there's a piece of plastic that I touched and removed, and there might be fingerprints all over it. Like this kind of stuff, I feel like customers would appreciate. Not, is it necessary and takes time? Yes. Or is it necessary? No. Does it take time? Yes. But I don't mind, because if a customer, some customers like to see, you know, where were we? What did they do? And if that's the case, then I like to just shine up some of the plastic. Like I said, this is not mandatory, but it does take a couple extra seconds. Actually, while we're here, let's take a peek. We're gonna peek. Nope, that's clean. I can see that. Okay. then the last thing I'll do is, usually on a spot that's easily visible, I'll write down when I did. So I write down this is the oil. I'll put plugs 3-26, and there's 119,000. So that when everything, you have to use a little gapper. I just use this. This is like a Lang, Lyle, whatever. A lot of companies make it. You'll set the gap on the plugs. You will torque the spark plugs. I did that off camera. Make sure you remember the orientation of your coil. Look at the coil boots. Make sure there's no carbon tracking. Make sure they're not ripped, oil soaked. And if they are, you know, address it accordingly. But this one was pretty straightforward. Customer wanted a set of spark plugs put in it. So I said, okay, it's a maintenance, which is which is rare these days. But that was pretty straightforward. If you have any comments or questions, leave it below. And we'll look for you on the next one.